You're watching the Fanatic Rundown, joined here live from Rogers Place following the Game 2 watch party with my good buddy Joseph. We got to suffer together on this one tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring it a bit closer here for you guys. It's kind of loud in here, so hopefully we're coming through okay. But the Edmonton Oilers falling ultimately 4-1 tonight. The Florida Panthers going up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. And to say things aren't looking good would be an understatement, but the Oilers are coming home here to Rogers for games 3 and 4, and hopefully with a couple wins, get this series tied up. We'll have a brand new series, but right now the Oilers just simply have to find a way to get back into this one. In Game 1, Sergei Bobrovsky was the story. Tonight, for much of this hockey game, I think they got the shot total up in the third, but they just could not generate offense. They did score the first goal tonight from Matthias Ekholm. This place was rocking. It was great to see the Oilers actually get a goal after being shut out in Game 1. But from that point on, it was all Florida Panthers. Joseph, what are your initial thoughts on the game here?
Yeah, overall, I thought the Panthers found a way to shut us down. Perhaps not a good matchup, but no excuses at this time of the year. Not blaming the loss and the officiating, but there were some pretty questionable calls. I don't understand how the Vogel major should have been a major, but nevertheless, guys are overplaying. Bouchard with some key defensive mistakes, but I think that is a byproduct of overplaying. Yes, we can look at the penalty kill, the power play, but ultimately when you score one goal through 2 games, no other way to put it, it's not good enough. Credit the Panthers, they're playing a good grind style game, but not ready to throw in the towel yet. But Thursday, it's a must win. There's no other way to slice it up.
Yeah. Oh no, Thursday is absolutely a must win. If this team goes down 3-0, I know a lot of people will say already it's over. I don't believe it's over yet, because I think if the Oilers had lost, say this series had started in Edmonton and the Oilers had lost Game 1 and 2 in Edmonton, I might feel that way a bit more. The Panthers were going home up 2-0, but with the series switching to Edmonton and we see how much the home ice advantage really does help the Oilers, I think this series is far from over, but they absolutely have to win Game 3. As you mentioned, Joseph, the officiating just absolutely atrocious in this one. Evan Bouchard, I know the clips going around social media there, Evan Bouchard literally getting choked, couldn't breathe. 5-minute majors, game misconducts. Warren Foegele was thrown out of this one early. I do not see how that was a game misconduct. The Oilers forced to go 11-6 the rest of the night, but Darnell Nurse also hardly played at all. So the Oilers were basically going 11-5 for most of the night, so playing shorthanded. Stuart Skinner, I don't really blame this loss on him. Maybe a couple of them he would have liked back, but like you said, Joseph, ultimately if you score 1 goal through the first 2 games in the Stanley Cup Finals, you're not going to win. The Oilers just simply have to generate more in games 3 and 4. I think having the home ice advantage here will help them huge, and it absolutely has to help them. I mean, being in here in Rogers for the watch party tonight, this crowd was electric. You almost couldn't believe that the Oilers actually weren't in the building for how everybody was cheering, how loud it was. So, and I know it will only be like a fraction of how loud it's going to be in Game 3 on Thursday. So we just have to hope the home ice advantage can turn the tide here for the Edmonton Oilers. Dylan, as you're saying there, I don't think it's over either. If the Oilers can win Game 3 and 4 at home, we got a series heading back to Florida for Game 5, but the Oilers absolutely have to find a way here. Cool Cash mentioning Cody Ceci. He was the scratch tonight. Vinny Desharnais coming in for Cody Ceci. Sam Carrick playing tonight as well. Corey Perry sitting out. We'll have to see what kind of lineup changes we have going into Game 3 back here in Edmonton. Does my boy Sam Gagner finally factor into this series? I mean, the Oilers have not even just Sam Gagner. They got a few guys sitting on the sidelines that have been there all playoffs long. Does some reinforcements help to change the tide of the series? What do you think, Joseph?
Yeah, I think in Game 3, we have no choice. We got to do something. Kane, I applaud him for fighting through an injury, but if you can barely play 10 minutes, maybe it's time to consider sitting him down. I'm sure he would not want to. I would love to see him play, but ultimately at this time, I don't think it's about the egos. It's not about who gets the ice time, who gets the paycheck. It's about how do you ice the best team to try to help your team win. I think that's what really matters. And hey, we're down 2-0, just like we were in 2006. We were down 2-0 after losing the first two in Raleigh, North Carolina. We came back. I still remember in 06, Game 3, Rexall, I think we got the first goal a couple minutes in. We got a big win. It has to be like that in Game 3. The crowd here in Edmonton's got to be rocking. We got to do what we can, make the lineup changes. Our power play has to get going. Credit the Panthers, but we can't keep trying to pass the puck, make the pretty play, just get a shot on goal, get a rebound if necessary, keep up the penalty kill. I know it gave up the goal, but ultimately can't fault Stuart Skinner. We got to get some ozone time in, and again, just throw whatever guys you believe will help the team win and just go about your business.
Yeah. Give head coach Chris Knobloch a lot of credit. He's known which buttons to push here in this playoff run, and he's got to find a few more of them. For Game 3, as you mentioned, just getting more shots on net. We saw only 10 shots in their Game 6 win. I believe it was over Dallas. I think they did actually get above 20 tonight.
18.
Or they got 18. Okay, so they got up to 18 in the third period, but for much of this hockey game, they were not generating enough shots. And for how well Sergei Bobrovsky's playing, the Oilers just simply have to generate more. And whatever you have to do to this lineup to get something going, like you mentioned, Evander Kane, he's been really struggling to get going. You know he's battling something. He can't sit properly on the bench. I think it's time we see some of those guys that are fresh. I mean, it's do or die time. It's going to take a whole team effort, guys that we haven't even seen yet, to win this Stanley Cup. If a Sam Gagner, if a Raphael Lavoie, I don't know, there's a whole, I can't think of all the guys off the top of my head, but there's a bunch of black aces just sitting there waiting for the Oilers to put them in. We saw the effect that Philip Broberg had coming in. And I don't know what's going to take. I think we're going to see some changes here. Chris Knobloch and his coaching staff and the management have a couple days to think about it, think about what they're going to do for Game 3 on Thursday. But
well, they got a long 7-hour flight from Miami to Edmonton, so I'm sure they got plenty of time.
They got plenty of time to think about it. You're right. So we're definitely going to see some lineup changes for Game 3. I think there's absolutely no doubt about that. And the Oilers have to find a way to generate more in this series. Give the Florida Panthers credit. They're finding a way to shut them down. I mentioned the officiating off the top. Absolutely horrible. A guy's getting choked and there's no call on the play. Nothing. That's an absolute joke. Walgriff, I don't know if we're going to see Calvin Pickard in Game 3. Like I said, I don't really blame this loss on Stuart Skinner. The Oilers have generated 1 goal in 2 games. I don't know if it really matters who's in goal at this point, but maybe if they lose Game 3, we see Calvin Pickard, but I don't see a goaltending change at this point. But I think we can all agree, some fresh legs in the lineup, some new tactics.
Do what you got to do.
Just whatever you got to do to win Game 3. It's an absolute must-win. So I think I'll wrap it up there for tonight, guys. We'll have more to talk about here over the next couple days. But any final thoughts there, Joseph?
No, overall disappointing, but hey, it's not over till it's over. I'm not ready to throw in the towel yet. Just like 2006, we were down 0-2, as I mentioned. If we get a win on Thursday night here at home, there's a series. If we lose, it could be over, but hey, let's not hang our head. It's a tough loss. It's disappointing. It's frustrating, but we fought through resiliency all year. You know, we were down 3-2 against the Canucks. We were down 2-1 against Dallas. Sure, being down 2-0 is not ideal by any means, but I don't believe it's over until a team loses at home. And I believe it'll be rocking, probably the loudest it'll ever be at Rogers Place. Game 6, last round was probably the loudest, but we've never been to a Cup Finals. The last Cup Finals in 06 was at the old Rexall Place, so I hope this crowd can get the boys fueled up. And yeah, got to hope for a big Game 6 win, nevertheless.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb, guys. I'm picking a 4-1 win for the Oilers in Game 3. I think the Game 3 crowd gets them going. They get their legs going. They get a couple early goals. I'm picking a 4-1 win in Game 3. We'll see how it goes. Any predictions for Game 3, Joseph?
I'm going to say 3-2 for the Oil in regulation.
All right. Joseph's going a bit more conservative than I am. I'm going all out. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here for live from Rogers Place. You've been watching the Fanatic Rundown, joined by Joseph. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are the best. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Take care, guys.